men don't know. Little girls understand.
I may not be the original backdoor man, but today is my birthday, so I'll do what I can. I'm happy to be here right now and alive. When I was young, I thought that 43 would be old, old, old indeed. And now that I'm here, been in a little funk the last few weeks, and I'm not going to belabor that with you all here. You don't give a shit, right? I wouldn't. But I've been in a little funk. Man, I found myself just shuffling off to the Dagnab kitchen this morning, trying to get some breakfast. Don't feel that great. Just shuffling off like an old man, looking down my feet, just watch them shuffle. Oh, I remember. And I'm only 43. I'm not trying to cry. I'm just saying, man, I remember when there was a spring in my step. I mean, everything was hard. My biceps were hard. My chest was hard. Everything was hard. Nowadays, everything is a little softer than it used to be. Everything. I mean, I'm trying to be graphic here. I'm just saying it's all just, I heard it said once I got the furniture disease. My chest dropped down into my drawers. And maybe that's what's going on right now. But I'm doing this stream, because Logical Lion said he might want to do a stream, and I don't see him around now, man. Oh, there's a message. It might be from him. But no, it's not. Thank you. But it looks to me like Common Sense Guy can't show up. So it's just going to be me talking for a minute. The main point of this is not to take an hour of your time, 2 hours of your time, whatever. It's to remind everybody, where's the stream going to be tonight? I'm going to give everybody in the chat a second to put down what it is. Thank you for the happy birthday. Razor's Edge, Edgelord, RPR. He said it earlier. And I'm desperately trying to figure out how to say your boy's name. Dag nabbit, man. Let me look. It's Ellis, I'm thinking. Or at least Ellis. It's tough for me. Is that some kind of, Welsh thing? Because it looks like Ellis. But look, whatever it is, Ellisum, or RPR's son, you're a good boy. You're a good boy for watching the stream. You're a good boy for being there for your dad. Don't bust his balls too much. We all know you miss your mom. Now relax. You're going to see your mama. But for what time to be with daddy, just be with daddy and take a chill pill. Just relax. You're going to get home. All right, anyway, I hope that wasn't too graphic. Oh, what were we saying? Oh, look at that, man. It's weird for me, too, because I won't lie, folks. So far, I've gotten one phone call today, and I will suspect I'll only probably get one more from my father, who's 83. My stepdad, but he raised me like a son, who's 83, and he'll probably call me. He never has missed a birthday. If he does this time, he's definitely lost it. I'll agree with everybody at that point. But time will tell. But my business partner, he said happy birthday. Mrs. Ogre did. But most people don't even know it. I feel a little strange now, but you understand, you're my cyber friends. And whereas I found myself letting my cyber friends know a little bit more and more about the ogre, never as much as my friends, which are very few, very close circle. It's important to have a close circle of friends too, people. I'm telling you. I'll give you a little bit of birthday wisdom, and let's see. Yep, Buttercup says it's going to be on the Brits. Everybody else would probably ignore me. They're like, what, you acting like we're stupid? You're going to be the Schoolmaster down, make us say whose channel it's going to be on. Just remember, it's going to be on the Britishers channel tonight. It's actually going to be on there in 2.5 hours. I am stoked. And I mean, if anything happens, if something comes along, if there's a glitch in the system, a ghost in the machine, dirt in the cogs, some mud in the tracks, a little bit of water in the boat, some air in the balloon. I mean, if any of those things happen, we'll go ahead and we'll switch it right on back here, I'm sure. But we're going to have tonight, probably, very likely, the folks that will be around will be the Britisher, the common sense guy, and myself. And I'll do my best in the future here to say common sense guy and not common sense caracal or conscious sense guy. I mix him and the conscious caracal up. They're like, their names are almost interchangeable to me because you got conscious caracal and common sense guy. I don't know the cadence of it. They get a little bit, I don't know, they get switched around in my head. So what I do need today, before I go on, and thank you for the cyber love, Tyler. Cyber love to you and to your family, to everybody that you love and care about. Before I move on, though, I need at least 3 moderators tonight. We have no idea what's going to happen. It could be that, you know, only a few people show up. Maybe only the normal, you know, somewhere between 15 to 35 is our normal view rate during church. No, maybe that, maybe less, and maybe more. And the British and I, we would like as much as possible to continue to keep this chat as civil as possible. Am I talking about censorship? Yeah. Yes, I am. Yeah. Yeah, but not that kind of censorship. So no one should ever be banned because of an idea, because you don't agree with what they're saying. You don't agree with an idea. No one. But there would be a time for people. I mean, if there's just like swastikas, you know how people do that? They make like swastikas out of the text, or they make like phallic symbols out of the text, or, you know, pudendas or something. I mean, there's something weird. It's a phallic going into a pudenda. Who knows? I mean, they do all kinds of, you know, internet foolery. So I need 3. RPR, I do believe you said you would be there. Ellis, okay. Either you mistyped it or I was doing it wrong. Ellis, I love you, boy. Everything I said still applies. But make sure that so I got RPR, I believe. I think somebody else, I'm going to write this down because just like last night, I'll remember, but I won't. I'll probably remember RPR, but just to be in good habit. A good professor of mine once told me I'd rather have a short pencil than a long memory. And I don't care how smart you think you are. That's good advice. So RPR. You can see right there. I honestly wrote it down. And that's a number 1 before that, if you're wondering. It's not LRPR. I'm going to even make sure I know that. That's my horrible handwriting. Looks like Chinese. All right, so I need someone else. What time, Jack Radio? It'll start in 2.5 hours, and it will go, 8 p.m. Hey, you put UTC, but it's 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time is what I thought. I don't know. I can't keep up with all the new stuff, man. It's Greenwich Mean Time. It's 8 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's noon Pacific Standard Time. And you could probably figure it out from there. So that's exactly right. 2.5 hours Razor. So I don't know if I'm getting nothing here. So you just asked me the time because you want to know if you can do it at that point. And I would appreciate, I hope it works out that I get 2 Brits and 1 Yank. We'll see. If I get all Brits, it's fine. If I get all, well, actually I can't get all Yanks right now because we got RPR already signed up here. Ain't nobody here right now. This isn't my regular time. And of course, it's just me here. So nobody cares, right? Nobody wants to hear what I got to say. Just some fat old guy. Now, might have something to do too that I think that the majority of our listeners are actual people that have lives and jobs. And right now it's 12:32 in the afternoon. Maybe they got something else to do. So that's a very good possibility. You know what I mean? That some of the folks that watch us later are actually at work earning a living and doing what grown people do. Let's see. I'm game then. I have to take care of my grow at your grow. I've got to grow. I have a lab also. Just put it that way. But if you got Eastern Standard Time, you got tons of time. There's no way we'll go. Shoot, that'd be 5 hours. I doubt the Brit will go 5 hours. He may get antsy if you're watching this. Hey, I don't know, Brit, but he may get a little antsy and leave early. I'm not sure, but he may not. He may. I don't see it going past 5 hours. So Matt Barkley, you didn't have to work, Matt, but are you willing to do the because you would be a great addition. Jack Rando. I really don't know this person, but I'm willing. He volunteered, so we're gonna go. Matt, can you moderate tonight? If you can, just give me a yes. That would be great. And we'll see. Jack, we will see. I don't recognize your name, and it's not that. This is the problem that I will have. RPR won't kick somebody out of there if they're cussing him. Everybody's got a wrench. You see that. I mean, you look around, you see everybody's got a spanner. It's because I want to keep it even with the people that I see their names more than once or twice, and that's why you got one Jack Radio. I mean, obviously, I'm not, but I also, that said, RPR has been around for a long time. So just let me just take this time instead of wondering how you'll be. To be a moderator, the only way you're going to kick somebody out of here is if they're doing the arbitrary penis and pudenda swastikas, Hitler didn't do nothing, constantly. At that point, first put him in a timeout, and then the second time around, people start talking about Heil Hitler or anything, or Black Lives Matter, Antifa. You got to, you give them a chance, put them in timeout, and then it's time to go. And I know you got to do that, brother. You got to do that, RPR, because I'm sure you're going to be good at it. So, yeah, I know Tommy Sotomayor. Oh, you moderate for him? That's bad. The bone. That's fine with me then. In that case, you're right on board. I won't even. I hope you're not bullshitting me, but I watch him so much. I don't even. Maybe that's why I recognize your name. But Jack Radio, if that's the case, that'll be fine with me. We'll go ahead and do that. You know what you're doing. I watch his stuff all the time, and the same rules would apply here. If Tommy would allow it, in other words, somebody comes on and says niggly bears or makes a Nazi joke, don't throw them out. But if they're pestering people or just putting the same thing up ad nauseum, of course, it's time to go there. So I think we got RPR. What do you say? Okay, so man, yes, I got Matt Barkley, RPR, and Jack Radio. Let me write all them down. I really appreciate it, folks, because we don't know what's going to happen. We really don't. So 2 is Jack Radio. Jack R, I'll know that, won't I? I hope so. If you write long-term notes, you got to be really specific, right? But short-term notes, sometimes you can abbreviate. I can. And then Matt B. I'll always remember that one. So we got a 1, 2, 3. Rock and roll. There it be. We're going to try to have a good time. Yeah, I'm Mrs. Ogre has no idea what I'm doing. So she's wearing her headphones. I'm not sure she can hear everything I say. What? So yeah, she just said what? Hang on a second. That's the wonders of everybody working in the same space, I guess. What the hell were we saying? So we got the 3 moderators that we're going to need right here, rock and roll. Tell you what, I'm going to give y'all a proper birthday rant. I've got about 20 minutes I can kill. I figured I'd do a half hour anyway. I still haven't seen if the Logical Lion still hasn't messaged me. I know that he's 11 hours ahead of us, so there's a very good possibility that he either trolled me into doing a stream, which I planned on doing anyway. Good luck, Lion. Or more likely, I either fell asleep or forgot about it, or he's taking care of his daughter or doing some other Cambodian stuff. Is this what he does? Oh, let's see. Oh, so you want to hear a tune? So y'all want me to play a song on the guitar? This is my birthday. Or do you want me to play a tune that I got loaded up already? I'm going to do that first. If y'all want to hear me play a song, I can probably play a real short one just for the hell of it because it's my birthday. It's been a long time since I've actually played a tune for y'all over there. I used to do that quite often. But if you think back, I used to drink an awful lot more back in them days too. So let's see what I can do. Once I hit this, you won't be able to see me anymore, or excuse me, hear me anymore, or see me. But as soon as I hit the one thing, y'all know the drill. So let me see. Let me try to pick a good one. Poor old Donald, man. He's getting smashed lately. So here's the Donald Trumps. Trump popular.
Love the flow. 69. Now it's time for new, believable people, and we must do it. If we don't control insiders, this will be over and over. To lead by an A, big fat love, find common ground, to hold the spread of lies, and we must do it. Big fat love, find common ground, to hold the spread of lies, and A. America first, America first, non-fatal. We want to build a much better, believable people, and we must do it. Non-fatal communication very much higher. America first, to lead by an A. Insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. More of insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. America first. Love the flow. 69. Now it's time for new, believable people, and we must do it. If we don't control insiders, this will be over and over. To lead by an A, big fat love, find common ground, to hold the spread of lies, and we must do it. Big fat love, find common ground, to hold the spread of lies, and A. America first, America first, non-fatal. We want to build a much better, believable people, and we must do it. Non-fatal communication very much higher. America first, to lead by an A. Insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. More of insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. America first. Love the flow.
Paradigm of absolute control. That's why we're tethered to simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. That's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murder scum. They're on giant death factories keeping babies alive. Selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under eyes. They have green looking skin. And they run around screaming, leave us safe. We wanted the baby. After them on video. Is in the creepy weird sick stuff, man. Sleeps in the same room with that creepy weird woman. His mother wears a hood over her head. That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. In a room, vampire, pop, and goblins. I'm living round from afterwards. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap. We don't even notice that it's out rising up against the millions of pardon people. The bear was stopping. I'm so pissed. We're gonna steal your daughter at the mall.
Oh, you got to admit that's funny. I don't care who you are. That's kind of funny. Also, they do those so well that I find myself humming that tune, you know, at some other time when I shouldn't even remember it. I just like wake up in the morning. I'm angry. I had enough of these people. There were a bunch of Christian murderers. I mean, it's catchy. It gets in your head. And anyway, there's some other good ones, and who knows? We'll probably play some other ones later on tonight on the Brits. I don't know what we're gonna do really. I will have my same setup now, so we're gonna try to work it so I can do the audio and any of the video that needs to be played. Also, you know what? I'm gonna play y'all one more thing before I go on my rant here. Because Alex Jones, man, as much as I'm gonna mock him on this channel, the dude is actually a straight up guy, man. I mean, you know, he's been through some stuff. He's taken. Oh yeah, there it is. Ooh, it said tweet is unavailable for a second, man. I gotta make sure that I can get that. I keep this. They do that to me from time to time, and maybe like, man, you can't get that tweet anymore. It's happened to me often, actually. So anyway, let me show you this. Alex Jones on the streets of, I'm assuming, Austin, which is where he's from. And this is what happens. Remember Jimmy Dorn while you see this. And you got to give Alex props, man. The guy puts up with a lot of crap. And I'm not saying he's the toughest guy on earth, on earth, but look at him. I don't think he'd lay down and let somebody beat him up. Let me just put it that way. Check this out.
You. Well, you know what? Fuck you. Look at this. These people are the biggest cucks on the planet. You're trash. Hey, don't tell me on camera. Come here, coward. Come here, coward. No. Right here on camera. Right here. Tell people intellectually who you are.
Intellectually who I
am?
Go
ahead, yeah.
I'm your mama.
Yeah, can't even talk. Look at you. This is what they've turned the people into. This is it right here. Literal slave of the system. See that? That's who they are. Look at the slave. That was great. Come on, hit me. Go ahead. Go ahead. I know.
So there you see this crazy person. Looks like something's wrong with them, man. They're not altogether correct in the head. Just assaults Alex. It's right up on him. Alex kind of bumps him away, and then the guy attempts, it looks like, to throw his coffee on him. It sucks. What, David? Sorry, my wife is intent on destroying everything that I'm going to do today. It's because it's my birthday. She's got to remind me that I'm a human being and that life is hard and I cry too much. I'm sure that's undoubtedly what it is. She's a very cool person. Just I myself, this is the problem that I have with the whole gender thing. No, well, maybe, no, not all. But women, as a rule that I have witnessed, okay? Nobody can say I'm wrong about this. I have freaking witnessed it. This is subjective opinion from the ogre. No one can say I'm wrong. Kiss my butt. Both sides of my Jew butt. Women are multitaskers. You know, when I'm in here and I'm talking and because I'm focused hard, man, I'm trying to remember to switch my microphone back, because these are multitasks in a specific task. I mean, I can microtask, let me put it that way. But once I start thinking about other things, man, it will derail the train like nothing else. Chicks, man, oh my gracious. There can be like babies crying, people throwing hand grenades, gunfire going off, and they just keep soldiering through and doing 15, 20 things at the same time while they do it. It's amazing to me. I don't want to not only listen, if we start comparing the sexes the way we're trying, since I thought of this, what's going to happen is this. The minute that you say that every female is equal to every male in every single way, you've caused a serious problem. Because it's just not, no, the sexes are not equal in every single way. I have watched men time and time again handle some of the biggest, toughest problems that you can imagine No problem. Not all of them. Remember, I'm not going to say it again. Not all, but this is the way it is. Not crack. But then something little comes along, like wifey walking around when I'm trying to do a short little succinct thing and play some little videos. And it just, boom, you know, it's all over. I'm not saying I don't get, I mean, it's not about being angry or anything like that, but it's like, ooh, man, it just shakes you up, throws you off your game. I'm still off my game. Hopefully y'all can't tell. But chicks in the same situation, man, tons of things going on. It's very hard to rattle a female. Now you take them into a battlefield situation, and I mean, I was using the analogy of bombs and rifles and stuff, but it's all social. That the female, the weaker sex is all good at handling. Put them in an actual battlefield situation where, like I'm saying, people are getting their guts blown off. No, men have this switch that kick on. And you'll deal with it later with PSTD, but for the time being, your buddy got his guts blown out. There's body parts everywhere and fire and brimstone, and you're firing your AR-15, man, and trying to just make it through, and you can do it. Females, very few, if any, can do that. But then you put it into a household situation where you got 20 kids, literally, honestly, 20 kids. I'm not just saying, seems like 20 kids. 20 kids at a daycare. You don't see a lot of dudes applying for them jobs. It's not because dudes ain't allowed. Should we do a big roundup and see how many chicks work at daycares? And is that some kind of sexism because there's not nearly as many men? No, the amount of men in education goes up as the children get older. I mean, once you get up into college, it's necessarily and ideally mostly man. Oh, Lord have mercy. What did I get off on? So here's the truth about the ogre. I believe that there are two sexes. Male and female. Can't be gender fluid. Why? Because I was born a male. It's one of the only things that I was born with. I was born being a Jewish white male. That's about it, isn't it? It's about all you're born with. And through my life, I've tried to, believe it or not, I've tried to be those things and to not bring any kind of serious shame on any of those things. That's the only tie-in I believe we have with our race, with where we're from, you know, is that we don't want to bring any great shame. Just like you don't want to bring any great shame on your family name, do you? Who wants to do that? Nobody wants to bring shame on their family name. That'd be the most ridiculous. No one wants to do that. This is a tough subject for me, but it's only tough because I look at what's going on right now. You got the Young Turks talking about taking that they were talking about, oh, the guy that ghost wrote the deal that worked for the Clinton campaign is now saying, oh, Trump will never make it 18, whatever, and 18 months, and he's going to resign, and all these. Listen, folks, I honestly believe right now that Trump has been so careful. And mind you, he's had tabloids following him around for a long time. I don't believe that he's perfect or he hasn't done anything wrong. I just don't think, I'm not sure that he's done anything wrong that even a private counsel will find. I think the times when there were stained dresses, he was single and he wouldn't have anything to worry about, would he? I mean, the biggest thing at that point is that you're married and you don't want, I mean, that's bad. If you're married, if you're out there fooling around, I mean, that takes away from some of your credibility if you're going to be this kind of public person that is, they're especially president. That's senator, president, to a lesser degree, congressman. You are then a role model. You are then someone to aspire to. Congressmen also, don't get me wrong, but not like a senator. They get a 6-year term. They're very powerful senators. There's only 100 of them in the United States. There's 435 congressmen. You know, there's 4 1/3 times more congressmen as there are senators. It's very much, you're more of a role model, okay? That's just simple as that. I think that the statues are all going to end up coming down. It looks like the start of a revolution in our country. I doubt that the freedoms that I retain right at the moment will continue on through my life. 43 years old. Unless some cancer or something gets me, which, you know, we all go at our own time. I try not to spend a lot of time worrying about if I've got how many days. We all do to an extent, but not much. Because in the end, you can't wish yourself one more second. Queen Victoria's last words on her deathbed were all my possessions for one more moment. And all of her possessions couldn't buy another moment. There's a Logical Lion. I see him in the chat now. I don't even have my Twitter popped up, Logical, and I've been on a rant. You're like my wife, man. I look over and see your name there. You just threw me off my game. I'm going to go ahead and send you a link, though, Logical, here in just a second as I wrap this. I want to wrap this up. And then I want to let you have it because, look, everybody needs a chance. And I'm starting to realize, look, I can't always be that crazy character. It's time, especially now today, going on the Britishers channel, that folks actually met. I tremble to say this. Feel very Kaufman-esque, Andy Kaufman-esque, but the real me. Because there really is no real me. It's the me that I choose to portray at the moment. But the me that Mrs. Ogre and my friends and family know. A little more reserved. I don't talk very loud. Have a lot of opinions and talk a lot. I don't like to talk loud. So anyway, here we go, folks. I tell you what. I don't think that I'm going to live my entire life and see freedom continue. In the 50s in the United States of America, it was a big fight to get pictures, you know, your likeness put on licenses, on IDs. Well, my ID expired today. My driver's license expired today. I can't show you all the date without showing you too much information. All I can do is like do that. But it's got my picture on it. That's what I was showing you. In the 50s, it was a big fight because it was considered that took a long time before cops could ask people they pulled over for speeding for ID. They would just tell you their name. Of course, some people gamed the system. But the way they looked at it is they would catch that person later on, that police officer would, if he was around there in that town. And if not, well, he wasn't from there and it wasn't really their business. I'll tell you what, United States, if it continues to go the way it is and calls one side, which I don't even, the Charlottesville thing, I want to make it clear, I don't agree with either side, but I do vehemently agree with President Trump. Both sides had good people on them and both sides had bad people on them. It's just as simple as that. There's no way that you can look at an entire group of people over there and say every last one of them is a piece of garbage. Every last one of them is scum. And that is what the MSM and a lot of this crazy narrative. Can there be good Ku Kluxes? There are. I know some. In North Carolina, I know a couple. That's so crazy too, I tell you. And I mean real ones, man. This guy I knew when I was laying brick. It's a black guy. It was Black Mike and White Mike. No kidding, man. We gave a cat to White Mike, my wife and I did years ago. Anyway, Black Mike would ride, I can't even remember the Klansman's name, but it was kind of a friend of mine. He sold me marijuana way back in the day. And he was a tender like me. I set up the scaffold and brung him bricks, and they laid the bricks, and he mixed the mud. He really didn't do hardly anything. It's cleaned up, though. He did clean up a lot. He did a lot of stuff that made it where I didn't have to do it later. But he would bring Black Mike to work, sworn Klansman, pick him up at his house. And I was like, dude, we were off one day, just me and him. This is years ago, so I can freely talk about it. And I was like, dude, how can you say you're a Klansman when you bring Black Mike to work and take him home? He's like, yeah, Bo, I take him to work. I pick him up at his house.
I bring him to work, but I would never let that nigger eat at my house. You will never see my children at that nigger's house eating dinner. I was like, so your children never play? Oh, yeah, they play sometime, Bo. I was like, what do you mean? You just said you wouldn't have the Negro at your house eating dinner and children. He was like, no, they don't never eat dinner with me. Never come in my house. I see them up at the park, though, all the time. We have barbecues and stuff. I'm like, wait a second. You have barbecues and stuff, but yet you don't, and you're eating. Nah, but that's different, Bo, because you see at the house, they got your shit at your table, and you don't never want to let no nigger sit at your table, you know, because they're coons and what. This is the logic. And am I saying that this person is a great human being? No, I'm just saying that this guy that I remember, he was a good guy. He just had these strange ideas in his head. I would say also, he would not stand by while somebody lynched Black Mike. There's no way. No way on earth. Man, that guy always had a pistol too. So anyway, if we keep letting it go this direction, it's not going to end well for freedom in our country. It really isn't. So look, Logical Line, I'm going to send you this link right now. And when I do, you got 15 minutes, man. And then I'm going to wrap this baby up. We will not talk about George Soros right now unless you absolutely have to. So swing on in, brother. I'm going to let you have the floor. And don't let them take over the narrative on the gender thing. It's crazy. What's happening right now with the statues being torn down, it's crazy. We should probably work hard to stop what's going on. And by we, I don't mean alt-right, nationalists, whatever. I mean we. The Oriental people, the white people, the Hispanic, Mexican, Venezuelan people, the Colombian, the Peruvian, the Sandinistan people that live here in the United States legally. And you say, no, you know what? We're not going to let that happen. We're not going to let anyone take away our freedom. And we're not going to let anybody take away our history. Because even though I can't believe they say they're going to take down the statue in Seattle now of Lenin. Anybody that thinks I want them to take down the statue of Lenin is crazy. Yeah, I said Oriental. The link's in the dagnab Twitter there, Logical Line. Go get it and come on in, brother. Send it. I was filling up time till you get in here. It's gonna be a big night tonight. I need to take a little break before we go on with the Britisher. So you have, like I said, 15 minutes. Your time's ticking. It's 1 o'clock. If you keep waiting, it's gonna be 1:15 before you know it. I'm gonna go to hell on. And I will bullshit that entire time, but I know you got something to say. Oh, you're trying? What? Oh, did I send you the wrong link? Let me make sure I sent you the right thing. Did I send you the wrong link? Is that deal? That might have been all my fault. Who knows? Looks like a hangout. Oh, and it also could be that Logical Line lives in freaking Cambodia, where it's like almost third world, probably third world. And it's, you know, you get internet access. Good for you, because most people don't have bloody electricity. They poop in a hole in the dock that just like the turds fall in the river and flows down the river. That's, you don't even flush it. There he is. What's up, Logical Line? Hello. He's still trying. He will be here. I mean, you can see his face right there.
Poop? Did you say they poop in a hole?
Yeah, I did, but it looks like something happened, because over here in the thing, it looks like we're off air. It says stop broadcast still, though. I don't know what just happened. Oh no, we're still live. We're live. I don't know what just happened. I went to another page or something.
Well, happy birthday.
Yeah, well, I mean, isn't that how it is? They like put a dock out. It's not really a dock. It's the bathroom. They build a privy and they go and like squat over a hole and poop, and the poops just fall down in the river and float away. You don't have to flush it.
I haven't seen that yet, but I haven't really gone into really rural areas. But they do. It's crazy. Asian. Toilet. Oh yeah, of course, dude. I'm Western. I can't fucking squat. Are you kidding? I'm not built right. See, this is one of the things. I'm doing this video I'm working on right now. I call it my opus because it's like this massive project I've been working on for years. It's basically the idea that Asian people, one of the things that I'm going to bring up is that Asian people, the back of their legs are looser than white people's because Asian people can squat flat-footed naturally. White people have to train ourselves to do it. We can't just naturally do it. And so you see Asian squat toilets everywhere because it's a normal thing for them to just be able to squat flat-footed. And so they just put a hole in the ground. Whereas we Westerners, and I don't know if maybe it's just us getting used to toilets or what, but no white person that I have met in my travels has been able to flat-footed squat unless they've been like a ballerina.
You've never been to Europe, have you?
Not since I was a kid.
Well, when you go to Europe, if you go away from tourist areas where you know there's a lot of Americans, especially Americans, like if you stop on the Autobahn in Germany, when you go in the rest area, there's stalls where it's like a trough with water running down it, and there's things where you like grab onto and you squat and poo. And the number one rule is all throughout Europe is you take your own toilet paper, and yeah, a lot of the places that you go to poo is a hole about this big that looks like it's just a hole cut in the top of a big pipe with a little bit of water running below it.
That's nasty.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not saying it's nasty. Plus, I think it's much healthier for a human to poo in the squatting position. That's why the squatting.
That's true. That's definitely true. Yeah, we've done a bit of research on that as well. So very true. And Church's Keck in the chat saying he's not sure if it's natural or the fact that they squat since they're age 3. That's true too. I mean, it's possible that the lifetime of squatting they're training their bodies too. But I don't know, man. It just seems to come natural, even to little babies. But man, who knows? Could be a cultural thing. But what we were talking about earlier about hunters and gatherers, I was talking about in the chat about women and men, the differences between women and men. And this is another thing I want to touch on in my opus. The last roughly 12,000 years has been what we would consider modern civilization. Before that, our iteration, what I consider our iteration of humans, was basically hunter-gatherers. And I consider us third wave coming out of Africa. First wave became Neanderthals and Denisovans up in Russia and Asia. Second wave, I think, became the unknown, because there is still an unknown human hominid in our DNA that they have yet to identify, and I think that's probably the second wave. Third wave is us. So what I think is the second wave was like the Atlantis, the advanced civilizations that built the stone structures, etc. We're third wave. We found this shit, and whatever. The point being that women and men on the third wave, us, for 100,000 years were hunters and gatherers. So we have a biological imperative to do hunter-gathery sorts of behaviors. For example, women in shopping. A vast majority of women enjoy shopping and are much better at shopping than men because they have a biological imperative to inspect every berry. Because if they pick the wrong berry, they kill the village. Now, because they're sifting through the berries, they're not really engaging like their muscles. They're not really engaging their mind in terms of like tracking on shit. So they're able to be more communicative. So that's why women tend to be more communicative, work more in social structures, and shop, pick the right berry. Whereas men tend to gravitate towards sports and driving. We're better drivers typically because it's a quick decision. You got to have reflexes, fast. Because as a
hunt the game, the meat, get the meat.
Yes, you can't fuck around with meat. You see movement, you got to kill that motherfucker. Especially since in the early days we didn't have killing weapons. We had injuring weapons, and we would run them to ground. That's why we don't have hair anymore. It's because we developed that evolutionarily, where we would simply run our prey to death. And because they couldn't sweat, they would overheat in the African sunshine. We wouldn't. That's why we're able to sweat, and other mammals don't sweat. That's why we have no body hair, yet every other mammal does. It's an evolutionary trait because our hunting style developed from that, because our tools had not yet evolved to where we could kill animals easily. But anyway, the whole point is everything that occurs in our natural world now, or in our interactions now with race and gender and all this other bullshit, if people took a step back and really examined the root, it all comes from evolutionary biology. It all comes from our biological imperatives. We are just animals. People think they're special. You're not. You're a fucking animal. You're just an animal whose brain has evolved to be self-aware. Congratulations.
Oh, me? Congratulations.
Oh, and happy birthday to you. Yes, you've survived another year.
Hey, go fuck yourself. I can't even believe I said it out loud. As I realized, I did it twice today in social media. I'm not the I'm not the. I don't even want to talk. Let's not talk about it.
Okay, I don't celebrate birthdays, dude.
No interest in it. And the funny thing is, for myself, I've had no interest in it since I was 15.
Yeah, me neither.
It was just like I got it young. It was like we're celebrating something that in about 30 years I won't really see why we want to have a party that I'm a bloody year older than I was.
Yeah. Why are we counting my rate of deterioration?
Right, exactly. And I don't want to be doom and gloom, but I just, it was like a couple times there. But I will say this, I shouldn't have said but that's to everybody else that said happy birthday, go fuck yourself. But thank you. Thank you very much. I mean, it means a lot to me to know that there are people that, give a shit. And it's like, I don't want to get butthurt over it because some people don't like the Merry Christmas or happy holidays or whatever. And I do like the Yuletide, man. I get all wrapped up in the Yuletide and walk around with a big shit-eating grin on my face and like, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody I see. And some people don't like that, so whatever.
Yeah, and people are stupid. Go ahead, buddy.
That's a big thing where you're at, right? The New Year, it just comes at a different time.
Oh my God, yes. Thailand, they go crazy. It's called Songkran. On our family channel, we have a video of our adventures in the last Songkran in Thailand, and it's fucking insane. I bought this super soaker that looked like a bazooka. Thing was about 4 feet long, and it was gigantic. And I'm 6'3". I'm kind of a big dude. So I had this giant bazooka on my shoulder that carried. It was like a 20-gallon tank. It's a fucking huge tank. But the thing was, because unfortunately everything in life is a sacrifice, it carried so much water that the pressure in it was absolute garbage. The thing would shoot like 5 feet, but I could shoot all day, dude. This thing had so much water. It was crazy. But anyway, yeah, they go absolutely apeshit because it's hot as fuck. So they throw all the water out. And what's really weird, again, evolutionary biology. The reason why they've been celebrating with a giant water fight for generations, I'm talking like 2,000 years, something ridiculous, because they're Buddhists. It's a Buddhist holiday, is because when they throw the water out, it evaporates up into the clouds and causes it to rain, which irrigates their crops. It is the craziest thing.
I don't even buy that. But on that,
I didn't either. But then it happened.
I still don't buy it. But hang on. But that being said, well, then how come they celebrate it with fireworks like most every other place?
Well, because
they celebrate fireworks. That's
why do we have Christmas trees?
Well, so it's a new thing in the evolution. You're saying.
100%. Yeah.
So people are devolving because they used to know that throwing water up in the air would bring rain, and now they shoot fireworks up.
But it's not. See, the thing is, it's not. They're not throwing it up in the air. The ground. I can't describe to you how hot the ground gets here.
Well, you're a vegan. I had no idea you were an evolutionist. I thought you were smart.
What? Oh yeah, I forgot you're a Jesus freak.
No. I just know that I think that there was a great civilization before a big catastrophe that probably left a lot of information here that has been translated into different mythoses. Mm-hmm. And I think that great intelligence, they're probably about ready to come back to this planet sometime. And they want to show us the secret to at least live into the millennias, probably in our mind forever. But that's me. I mean, I don't think that there's whatever. And people can say what they want. No, a Jesus freak is fine. I mean, I just said you were stupid. We're even. Touche, sir. Very well said also. That's why I like you. You don't have any feelings, so I don't worry about hurting them.
I got to clarify this, though, because people in the chat are raking me over the coals. No. You have to understand, it's millions of people doing this. Like for 3 or 4 days straight with 100-degree weather every single day. Millions of people all across the country. It is maybe I'm drawing conclusions where there aren't any, and maybe there's no science behind it. I mean, I haven't looked into it. But the fact that it was no rain, Songkran starts the second day of fucking Songkran, it rains for the entire Songkran. Like how does that happen?
Because people have timed the beginning of a monsoon with that tradition. Possibly, that's just a possibility.
Well, but it's not monsoon season. You're still 2 months out.
Just telling you. I mean, they've timed it with a time that is
Hey, it's
traditional.
possible. Entirely possible.
But it has happened where they did that and it didn't rain. I mean, we're sure of that.
What? Sorry, I was reading chat.
It has happened where they did that and it didn't rain. I'm sure.
Oh yeah. I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
So just saying,
it was just a curious sight to behold.
It would be just like me saying, "Oh, I've heard some antidotes and I've seen some things about the mythos of the Judaic God and some of these miracles. You know, Mary is in a fucking slice of toast.
Yeah.
Or somebody took a shit and when they wiped their ass, it looked like the Christ. You know?
Evolutionary biology. Evolutionary biology explains that.
And I say, when I say the Christ and Mary, I hope anybody doesn't think I'm blasphemous because the Christ is that's not Christian. That's popery. Popery in Christianity, that's paganism and Christianity, two big different things. But popery has almost engulfed Christianity and stripped the Christian of free thought. I mean, you know, Thomas Jefferson was a Christian. That's another reason we should tear down the fucking Jefferson Monument. I didn't think of that.
Wait, was he a Christian?
He was a very skeptical Christian. Absolutely. He was a deist.
Yeah, I thought he was a deist. Is there a distinction?
That's what most, well, no, not in my mind.
Okay.
No. Most true Christians, which Christian means Christ-like, would not follow religion, which is antichrist. They would follow what is said in the scriptures, and they would follow God. And I mean, if you look at Thomas Jefferson, he did those things, but they wouldn't. Listen, nowhere. I'm not going off in this direction. I ain't got much time anyway. I said 15 minutes. It's been 15. Because the thing of it is the idea of. I was just asked recently. Well, you don't have a degree.
15 minutes. So you have a fucking date? You're 43.
Yeah,
what fucking? Where are you going at 43?
I got a date.
A UFW meeting or something?
Here's a. No, the Moose Lodge.
Yeah.
That was good.
Moose Knuckle Lodge.
Moose. I'm going to go to the Eagles.
Yeah, Kiwanis Club. Sorry, man. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
The Rotarians. You got me on that. It made me laugh so hard I can't think. No, but that's what I was asked recently. So you don't have a degree in theology, you have a degree in divinity. And the answer is yes. I have a degree in divinity. Because what's the difference was the next question. Well, theology is the study of the theos, but it really goes into, if you look into academic theology, it goes into more denomination based. So you can have a degree in theology and be a Catholic priest. You probably got your theology degree from a Catholic school. Same with Lutheran. It goes all the way. You can have it in Mormons, but chances are you got it at Brigham Young University. See what I mean? But a divinity degree you can get at Michigan State University. You can get at MIT. You can get anywhere that there's a really good college. Harvard, Yale. You can get a degree in divinity. Most of the places I'd mentioned now too, let me be honest, you can also get a degree in theology. But once again, it would be very much more a divinity degree will focus more on Loki and Thor and Ishtar and Horus and Enkidu and Dinkidu and Sargon of Akkad, also known as Nimrod, Tammuz and Semiramis. You see what I mean? Of the pan. There's a plethora, a multiplicity of Dios, divinity, of divine ones. Because anyway, I could have went on and keep naming names line until you were like, yeah, don't you got a date?
No, I like when you kind of go off on these thinky stuffs.
Oh, well, I love to think. That's one of my favorite things to do. That's why I'm so fucking fat.
It's the dad bod.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I seen you, man, and I know I can't say much about it other than I've seen you. You don't have a dad bod yet, and I think you're probably about, what, 30 at best, 28?
No, I'm 39, homie. I'm going to be 40 in like 2 months.
Well, that military shit got you good. I don't know.
Well, I've been an athlete my whole life, dude. I've been playing football since I was 4.
Me too. I did the chair to beer Olympics. That 5-meter dash to the cooler.
Hey, interesting. You know why men typically get fat around the midsection as they get older and less sedentary? Why fat around the midsection is actually not a bad thing for men?
We've evolved that because a good belly rubs the clitoris during coitus. Sorry, why?
That's awesome. No, I think that's quite it. No, that makes sense. No, it's actually because of the way humans throw punches, having weight distributed in the middle generates more power naturally.
Yeah, take down all of that. I mean, look at Big Country, Roy.
Yeah, exactly. He's like the exact proof of that.
People would mock you, like,
generate
beat
force.
your ass, fat boy. And no.
There's a great YouTube channel called Mind Smash that anyone that hears this ever from now until Mind Smash doesn't exist should subscribe. He analyzes fights, but he goes beyond simply he stepped forward and then stepped back. He goes into the psychology of fighting and just how life and martial arts in general can inform a balanced life. And he's incredible. He's very soothing. He's ASMR material. You listen to him and you're getting all thinky and smarty, and it's just very soothing. Anyway, I love him. He's awesome.
Very soothing.
Center of your teeth.
I don't know if you got something else to say, but if you do, you've got 11 minutes to say it, and I really
11 minutes. That's wonderful. So
I have to get a show map together. I've got to get some shit together.
Oh, so you want me to buy you time?
He said it on air, so I'm not even gonna. No, I don't want to buy you time. I mean, because I would just end it right now. I just want to give you a chance. I did this part. Most of the reason I plan to do this anyway to say it's going to be on the British channel. But also, when you were talking, I was like, yeah, man, I know that you like to come on, and no matter who's watching it now, this will get 150 views. I mean, my guess, if I say it, I'll get 10. But after hang up, so I mean, you got to. I just want you. You have a good voice, whether I agree with it always or not. So I just want to give you a platform. I didn't know what was on your mind. Why did you want to come on today? Just to bullshit?
Oh, because it's your birthday, man. I want to give my man props to my
man. Come on, dude. What's up, man?
It's my boy.
Keep rubbing it. I should have mentioned it. I knew it too. I was like, should have mentioned it.
Nah, it's all good, dude. No, truth be told, I don't really give a shit that it's your birthday. If you don't care about it, I don't care about it. But with my computer dying, I have actually missed, actually interacting with you. Chat's fun and all, but it's because of the delay. I always feel like, I'm a step behind and I can't really have an engaging conversation. By the way, I had a paradigm shift today.
Right now? You're not on your computer right now. What are you on?
Oh, I got a piece of shit local little shitty video card while I wait for my good one to come in the mail. Because they have shit off-brand stuff here, but to get good stuff you have to order it. So my video card melted because in this tropical ass climate, and I'm a dumbass.
You kept trying to do XSplit, man. That's a fucking badass program, dude.
Well, and I also do a lot of
still powerful
video. I use Adobe, the Adobe Suite. I do Photoshop and
also a big ass program with
oh hell yeah!
Power.
Oh, it fries me. So anyway, my piece of shit video card couldn't handle it, and when it's 1 billion degrees and you're in a little concrete room, it sucks. And kind of a funny story. When I took the cover off when we moved. The computer was shutting itself off kind of regularly. This was when I first started getting the show together to do on Sundays with Thorn. I couldn't understand why the fucking thing was shutting down all the time. So I popped the side of it open to look in to like blow the dust out or whatever. And bear in mind that we had just moved across town from our original apartment. And when we moved, I had filled it with clothes, because we don't have a car. We only have a moped. So, I was making a shit ton of trips. So I was trying to conserve space. So I shoved a bunch of clothes like socks and underwear and shit inside the computer case and fucking forgot about them. So I'd been like running my computer with insulation for, 2 or 3 days. And it had been just dying constantly. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this thing? I wonder if I damaged it in the move. So I popped the side off and all these clothes fell out. And I felt pretty stupid. And when I went to get the video card out and replace the video card, there was still a sock way up high behind the DVD player. So I pulled a fucking sock out of my computer. That's how ghetto I am. Yeah, lol clothes. So anyway, Anita Sarkeesian was on a panel a long time ago, and she's kind of notorious for saying that everything is racist and everything is sexist and everything is whatever the fuck, and you have to point it all out. And I was thinking about that, and even though she's an idiot, she actually makes a good point, except that her direction is the wrong direction. What I mean by that is the evolutionary biology thing, which is like kind of the whole premise of my race differences video that I'm working on. Because the premise is that race is important just as a physical trait, and it does inform some things about personalities, generally speaking, but it's like eye color or hair or height. It's just one thing. It may limit some people in some areas. It may benefit some people in some areas, but it is just one physical trait. But anyway, that's kind of the whole premise. But I track it back to biological evolution, because everything is a result of biological evolution. Religion is a result of biological evolution. The self-awareness, not really having an understanding of what was happening to our bodies as we got older and died, what death was, what weather is. As science progresses, religion dies, because religion exists in the spaces between what is known and what is unknown. It has to. It explains shit we can't explain otherwise. And I will actually acquiesce that I can't say for certain that there is no God. Therefore, I can't say with certainty that I mean, by the very definition, an atheist per se, because I can't say for sure what started the universe. We assume that the Big Bang is the most logical explanation. However, yes, I saw your be right back. However, the Big Bang still doesn't answer the question of what comes before the Big Bang. It's a chicken and egg question. It's an unanswerable question, and it's a pain in the ass. I'm kind of on board with the expand, destroy, the whatever, you know what I'm talking about? The looping theory. I don't remember what the hell it's called because I'm really high. But it's where the universe expands really big and then contracts, bound down to that one singularity, and then expands again after it explodes and comes back down. I don't remember what it's called. But anyway.
I have no idea, dude. I woke up this morning and ate a quarter ounce of mushrooms. It's my birthday.
That's awesome. I would thought about getting shrooms here, but I don't want. Man, I don't know. I don't want to risk it. I'd rather be back home in America if I'm gonna do something like that.
You definitely got to get the right ones.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Actually, that's a lie. I haven't taken them yet, but I will. In about 20 minutes, I'm probably gonna eat them. I won't do a quarter either. I'll take like 3 caps and 2 stems or so. 3 caps and a stem, something like that. See what it does.
Hey, is it true that if you drink a bunch of orange juice beforehand, that it increases the potency because of the citric acid?
I don't know about that, but that legend might come around because potassium and vitamin C will help you deal with the deficiencies you have. So you should eat a couple bananas and drink some orange juice before and after, and it'll help you not to have cramps or anything from the psilocybin.
Is psilocybin a basic or acidic?
Oh shit, I really don't know. That's a good question.
I bet it's basic.
It's because
it would make sense that it would catalyst, or the citric acid would be a catalyst.
We know LSD is acidic.
Oh yeah, it's an acid.
Lysergic acid.
Wait, hold on. Interesting, because when I took LSD, they also told me to drink a bunch of citrus, because I was with these little raver kids.
It's not so much what you're putting in your body, it's what it makes your brain produce that makes you deficient. You produce a lot of adrenaline, you produce a lot of dopamine when you're taking these kind of things, and it will get you a little potassium and C deficient. I don't know if you've ever done a really tripped out for a few days, like where you took 2 or 3 hits, and I have, and then so you could wake up, man, like after 3 or 4 days of hard tripping at bike week, and your daggone calf is just cramping, man. Well, to avoid that, you want to, in any part of you, you twitches and cramps. To avoid that, you want to eat a lot of bananas and vitamin C, orange juice. So I really don't know if it will intensify the buzz. I'll tell you this: once you get some psilocybin in you, I'm hillbilly as hell. It'll if it's good, it's good, man. I've done it a lot, man, and there's been times where I was like, yeah, I've tripped. Give me some of them. I took some of these black chocolate chips they call, like, The old cat, man. I took one of them once in North Carolina about 12 years ago. We all went to Golden Corral. I couldn't get out of the van.
Oh shit.
My wife was there with me. I mean, I was looking at Golden Corral, and the funny thing about mushrooms is you don't ever see anything that's not there, but sometimes things that are there is doing shit it shouldn't be doing. I don't know how else to say it. And so I was looking at the Golden Corral, and it's got like a roof with this neon along the edge of the roof, and then this big neon that says Golden Corral. They're all like, "Yeah, let's go eat, man, eat." And I started thinking about eating, like, because you know that lion, they got meat there, you know. And I'm starting to think about like the cows and shit, fucking chickens and shit. And I looked at that roof, man. It looked like the roof just started flapping its wings, dude. I don't know how else to say it. I was like, I ain't fucking going in there, man.
What a waste. Golden Corral's so delicious.
Oh, well, and it wouldn't have been no fun from that day. For me, it would have just been torture.
True.
By the time they got out, though, from eating, and we went to we were with some boys called the Oxygen Thieves, a band. And by the time we got to the gig, man, I helped set up the equipment and stuff, and everything was good. I was just peaking, man, if you know what I mean. I was like, and then so powerfully do it for peaking that there's only been in my life a handful, maybe 4 or 5 times that I took a psychotropic, and when it really started to hit, that it was so powerful that I could not control how I was feeling, and I could not tell myself, you're just tripping, man, just relax. I couldn't do it, and that was one of those times. Being around people. That's interesting.
Yeah. That's kind of terrifying. I don't ever want to be in a position where I don't feel like I have control of my faculties. That's why I don't like drinking. That's why I don't drink.
Yeah, well, it's different than drinking, though. You're not in control of your faculties in a completely different way.
It's still terrifying. I'm a control freak. Do you think there's any science or any reason to put? I mean, I know that you don't deny evolution, right? I mean, you're a smart guy.
Deny evolution. There's no basis for evolution. The bombardier beetle disproves evolution. Check it out.
What?
The bombardier beetle.
How?
There's a beetle.
I know what a bombardier beetle is.
Oh, okay.
Unless you're explaining for the benefit of the chat, which I think is a fairly.
Oh, I don't really care. I'm about ready to get off air, but
all right. Fuck the chat.
I'll explain to you. I mean, there's no way that evolution could take place if you have that beetle.
Why?
How would something evolve that had 2 chemicals inside of its body that if they touched in any way it would explode like an M80? How would that possibly evolve to be that?
Well, but the chemicals themselves don't explode. The beetle projects them out. They do turn really hot.
No. When they mix, they don't explode, but it's like peroxide and another chemical.
Yeah, it's heat. It boils basically instantly.
An enclosed, because it sounds, you can hear it go, pow, when it does it. But if you slow it down, you can see its tailpipes going, and the reason why is because it's spraying out those 2 chemicals and they're mixing in air. If those 2 chemicals touched inside of that animal at any time, it would destroy the animal. So I would ask you, how on earth would that ever evolve that?
The same way that venom has evolved. Venom is lethal, except how is it different? It's the same principle.
Venom? Well, actually, I never really thought hard about it, but all you're doing is bolstering my what I just said. Because again, how in the world would venom evolve if it had to be in a discrete sac that couldn't go into the bloodstream, because a few drops inside of king cobra venom, I believe, would kill it. So yeah, again, how would that happen? How about the trumpet? How about the trumpet flower in South America, and the only moth with a proboscis long enough to go the 14 inches down in there and fertilize it, and pollinize it? How did those evolve in the same place, same time? But I always go to the bombardier beetle. But now you gave me something new, like a king cobra. That's a good idea, because again, you can't evolve that. You can't evolve that.
Well, venom is the thing that really confuses me. They do have an idea. It's one of the mysteries of science, but they have a pretty good idea based on what the fuck, cone fish? No, cone snail. Some Australian super venomous cone snail, something or another.
That sounds right, the cone snail.
Yeah, it has the fastest replicating cells in the animal kingdom, and it is the venom cells inside of it, which leads scientists to believe, and I'm going to completely destroy this. I strongly recommend that people look this up for themselves. That it began as a mutation long way back, and because it replicated so fast, that it caused it to basically speedily become venom or whatever. I'm butchering. Look it up yourselves.
No, I'm killing myself though. I've got an hour and a half before the Britisher's going to go live on his channel. I got some stuff to get ready. So look, be good to your friends, be good to your family members. Check out the Britisher tonight on the first time he's hosting church. Be quick to say you're sorry. Be even quicker to accept an apology, especially when that thing your friend, your family member, your loved ones done seems to be so huge you'll never be able to forget about it. Because listen, constant viewer, at a time you think not, your friends, your family members, your loved ones, your life, and everything you hold dear will be fucking gone like a fart in a windstorm. See you tonight, 8 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, noon Pacific Time.